Hi guys and welcome to Salim's Kitchen. I have tried a Uzbek samosa recipe from YouTube and I must say that it was absolutely delicious. It is very similar to a pie. So in today's video I am going to share this recipe with you, and let's start by making the pastry first. For the pastry recipe, use a kitchen scale to get the perfect dough. In a mixing bowl, add in 150 grams of all-purpose wheat flour, a good pinch of salt, give this a mix, and form a well. Now add in 100 milliliters of milk. Now mix this and form a nice dough. Once your dough is formed, it should be a stiff dough like this. Now put your dough in a freezer bag like this, or you can cling wrap it and allow it to rest for 20 minutes. After 20 minutes of resting the dough, divide it into 3 equal pieces. Run your knife from one end to the center, angle it out left and angle it out right. Now you can cut on the marking to get 3 pieces. Now turn each piece into a disc. Use your thumb and press it down, and use your fingers and stretch it all around. Lift and stretch it all around and bring it to the center like this. Once your discs are formed, keep them covered. You can use a cloth as well to cover them and work with one disc at a time. Now we are going to roll out each disc into a plate size roti. Work with dry flour so that your dough will not stick to your work table and rolling pin. So apply dry flour on both sides and press it out a little using your fingers like this. Now you can start rolling. Once your 3 plate-size rotis have been rolled out, use dry flour and layer them one on top of the other. Layering the rotis makes it easier to roll them out thinner. Now roll out the 3 layered rotis into a thin sheet. You can use a heavier rolling pin if you have one. If not, you can use the same rolling pin. A heavier rolling pin just makes it easier to roll out a sheet, a thin sheet. So as you are rolling and the sheet starts to get bigger, if it starts to stick, then we can separate them again and layer them again using dry flour until we get a nice thin sheet. Now let's see if the rotis are sticking. You can see it's starting to stick. So we can quickly separate them. And now we can apply more dry flour. And we can now start rolling it out more thin. Remember, roll a little and turn it around. Now, once we have rolled it out into a thin sheet, we can now separate each roti. Once you separate the roti, fold it like this. It makes it easier to handle and set it aside. Now apply melted butter and layer the rotis again. When placing the next roti on top, unfold it halfway like this and unfold the other half. You will also apply butter on top of the last roti. Now start from one end and roll it into a cylinder like this. Make sure you roll it nice and tight, like rolling a spring roll. Now shape it like this. And put it in a freezer bag. And put it in a fridge and allow it to rest for 30 minutes so that the butter can congeal and harden a bit. Whilst the dough is resting, let's make the filling. The filling is very simple. Everything is uncooked. In a mixing bowl, add in 1 onion finely sliced, 200 grams of mutton cut into small pieces, 1 teaspoon of cumin or jeera, 1 teaspoon of coarse black pepper, and 1 flat teaspoon of salt or salt to taste, and 50 grams of melted butter. Now give this a good mix. And the filling is now ready. After 30 minutes of resting the dough, remove it from the plastic. Now unfold it. And use a strong piece of cotton to cut out 5 centimeters size pieces. Cutting it out this way keeps the pieces in shape. Once all your pieces are cut out, keep them covered and work with one piece at a time. You can use a dry cloth as well. Now flatten the piece to form a disc like this. Now use your fingers and press it out a bit. Now let's roll it out a little. Once you have rolled it out a little like this, leave the center and roll out the edges, 1, 2. This way you will leave the center thick. You can see the center is thicker. Now let's fill and fold the samosa. Add in 1 tablespoon of filling. Now lift the 2 ends together like this and bring it together and press it down so it sticks all the way through to the end. Now lift this end up until you get a triangle and press the center down so it sticks and close it. Make sure you press it hard enough so that it sticks together. Now fold this over, tuck it in so it's nice and tight and closed, and press it down. And this you will also press it down like that. So it's folded over and it should look like this. It's folded over on this side and it's folded over on this side. So when you're baking it, it will not open. And there you have it, guys. Beautiful Uzbek samosas. Now, these samosas are not fried. They are baked in a pot. So now I will show you how to bake these samosas in a pot. Crack 1 egg and separate the egg white and the yolk. Give it a quick whisk. Now use a nice wide pot for baking. I am using my karai, but you can use a normal pot as well. Now heat this pot on high heat. Once your pot is nice and hot, you can now dip the folded side of the samosa in egg white and stick it on the side of your pot. When you are sticking it, stick it with the point facing down and hold it for a few seconds until it sticks, and then you can leave it. You see now it's sticking, so you can leave it and add in your next samosa. Once your samosas are all stuck on the side of the pot, add in some salt on the bottom of the pot. Now this will prevent the pot from burning and also act as a heating element and absorb the heat and bake the samosas just like an oven, and use a lid to cover it. Bake it on medium heat for 45 minutes to an hour, or until it turns golden brown in color. Before we put the lid on, brush the samosas with egg yellow. And there you have it, my friends. The samosas have baked beautifully for 1 hour in the pot. Now use a thin spatula like this or the tip of a knife to release and remove the samosa, and use a spoon so the samosa can fall into the spoon. And there you have it, guys. Beautiful Uzbek samosas that is soft, flaky, and crispy. And you can always double the ingredients for bigger quantities. The list of ingredients will be in the description box below. So guys, please be sure to give this beautiful recipe a try. Please like, share, and subscribe. Until my next video, stay blessed, stay safe, and peace out.